Welcome back, little adventurers. Today, Oli and Zizo are visiting the amazing, super smart world of Smartland. Look at all the worry gears and bubbling beakers. They're headed to Professor Rabbit's invention workshop. I wonder what incredible new gadget he's created today. Wow, Zizo, look at all this stuff, Oli exclaimed, his little cat eyes wide with wonder. Zizo wagged his tail excitedly. It's the best place in all of Smartland. Oli, Professor Rabbit is the smartest inventor ever. Just then, Professor Rabbit hopped out from behind a large, mysterious machine covered by a purple sheet. Oli Zizo, so glad you could make it. You're just in time to see my latest and greatest invention. With a flourish, he pulled off the sheet. Ta-da! I call it the empathy machine, he announced proudly. The machine was a marvel of shiny pipes, colorful buttons, and two large, comfy-looking helmets connected by glowing wires. Empathizo sounded out the word, tilting his head. What does that do? Oli asked, already reaching a curious paw towards a big red button. Excellent question, Oli. Professor Rabbit adjusted his glasses. Empathy is the ability to understand how someone else is feeling and to see the world from their point of view. This machine lets you do just that. You put on a helmet and you can literally see through someone else's eyes for a moment. Well, like magic, Oli purred. Can we try, please? Begged Zizo, his whole body wiggling with excitement. Of course, that's why I invited you, said Professor Rabbit. He placed a helmet on Oli's head and another on Zizo's. Now, I'll just set the dial to Best Friends and go. He pressed a green button. Suddenly, the world looked different to Oli. Everything seemed a little blurrier and the colors were less bright. But wow, his nose was picking up so many amazing smells. He could smell the oil from the machines, the dusty books on the shelf, and even the carrot Professor Rabbit had in his pocket for a snack. At the same time, for Zizo, the world snapped into sharp focus. Everything was so clear and bright, and he could see tiny dust bunnies dancing in a sunbeam way across the room. He felt a sudden urge to bat at the glowing wire connecting the helmets. Whoa, Zizo, is this how you see everything? Oli asked, amazed. And Oli, is this how you smell everything? It's incredible, Zizo replied, sniffing the air with newfound appreciation. Professor Rabbit chuckled. You see, you're experiencing each other's senses. That's the first step to understanding. Just then, two of the professor's robot assistants, Unit 7 and Unit 8, rolled into the room, bickering as usual. My organizational matrix is superior, beeped Unit 7. Nonsense. My random access memory is far more efficient. Word Unit 8. They always argued because their programming was completely different. Oh dear, sighed the professor. Maybe the empathy machine could help them too. But as he reached for the controls, Ollie, still feeling playful like a puppy, accidentally bumped into the machine. BZZZT, clang, pop, sparks flew. The lights on the machine blinked wildly, and the helmet started to glow erratically. Oh no, it's gone haywire, shouted Professor Rabbit, ducking behind a control panel. A strange beam of light shot out from the machine, zapping Ollie. Suddenly, the entire workshop looked gigantic. The tables towered over him like skyscrapers, and Professor Rabbit looked like a fuzzy giant. He looked down at his paws, but they were tiny. He had been zapped into the perspective of a tiny ant crawling on the floor. "Help, I'm so small," he squeaked, but his voice was too tiny for anyone to hear. He felt scared and overwhelmed. Now he understood why ants always scurried away so quickly. The world is a very big and scary place when you read that tiny. Then another beam zapped Zizo. The workshop plunged into darkness. He could barely see anything, but then his eyes adjusted. He could see the outlines of everything in a silvery glow. He could see Ollie as a tiny speck on the floor, and even see the heat coming off the overworked machine. He was seeing through Ollie's cat eyes with perfect night vision. "Wow, Ollie, you can see in the dark. That's not scary at all. It's a superpower," Zizo barked. Meanwhile, the haywire beam zapped the bickering robots. Beep. WHIRR. Suddenly, Unit 7 started trying to sort things in a messy, creative pile, just like Unit 8 would. And Unit 8 began lining up screwdrivers in perfect, logical order. Just like Unit 7, they had swapped programming perspectives. "My circuits are illogical," cried Unit 7. "My processes are orderly. How can I function this way?" buzzed Unit 8. For the first time, they were quiet, trying to understand their new, confusing reality. Professor Rabbit peeked out. "The perspective shifter is malfunctioning. It's swapping everyone's point of view randomly. We have to fix it, but the main switch is on the other side of the room." Zizo, using his new night vision, could see the path clearly. "I can see the way, Professor, but the switch is up high on a shelf. I can't reach it." Ollie, still in his tiny ant perspective, saw a long electrical cord snaking across the floor. To him, it looked like a huge bridge leading right to the shelf. "I can get there," he squeaked, his voice full of newfound bravery. "I can climb the cord." But he was still so small and scared. Zizo heard his tiny friend. "Don't worry, Ollie. I can't see the details like you, but I can see the big picture. I'll guide you and tell you when it's safe to move." So, working together, they started their mission. "Okay, Ollie, from my view, nothing big is coming. Go now," Zizo would bark, and Ollie, trusting his friend, would scurry bravely across the giant floor. It was a perfect team. Zizo had the bird's-eye view, and Ollie had the detailed ground-level view. Separately, they were stuck together. They were unstoppable. Finally, Ollie reached the base of the shelf. He bravely climbed the bridge cord. As he climbed, he saw the two robots, Unit 7 and Unit 8, also working together. Unit 7 was using its orderly programming to find the right tool, and Unit 8 was using its creative thinking to figure out how to use it in a new way to help stabilize a wobbly table. "I understand now," beeped Unit 7. "Your way isn't wrong, just different." Indeed, word Unit 8. "Together we are more effective." Oli reached the switch. With all his might, he pushed it. Asterisk, click. Asterisk, the machine sputtered and went silent. The strange lights faded, and just like that, Oli was back to his normal size. The workshop was bright and clear to Zizo again. Everything was back to normal. They had done it. They ran and gave each other a huge hug. Professor Rabbit hopped over, looking relieved. "Oh, brilliant. You two were amazing. You used your different perspectives to work together and solve the problem. You truly learned what empathy is all about." As if on cue, Teacher Hoopoe flew in through an open window, landing gracefully on a stack of books. She had seen everything. "Well done, little ones," she said in her wise, calm voice. "You have learned a very important lesson today. Understanding doesn't mean you always have to agree with someone. It means seeing why someone might feel or think differently than you do. Everyone's experiences shape how they see the world." Just as she finished, the empathy machine hummed back to life, but gently this time. On its main screen, all the different views they had experienced Oli's, Zizo's, the ants, the robots began to swirl together. They formed a beautiful, shimmering mosaic, a picture of the workshop made of everyone's unique point of view combined. It was more beautiful than any single view alone. Now, let's try a little experiment. Close one of your eyes and look at your hand. Now, switch and close the other eye. See how your hand seems to jump or shift a little. Things look just a little bit different from each eye. Now, imagine how much more different things might look to your friends who have had different days and different feelings than you. It's pretty cool to think about, right? Are you ready to sing about what we learned? Let's all sing together. Walk a mile in someone's shoes. See the world from different views. What seems strange might make more sense when you try their experience. Today, Oli and Zizo learned that everyone is different, and that's what makes the world so interesting. By trying to understand each other, they became even better friends and an even better team. And that's the smartest invention of all. Thanks for joining us on another amazing adventure in Smartland. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our next story. Until then, keep exploring and keep learning. Bye-bye.